Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Johnson. I just wanted to give everybody, put up a video because I've had several questions about MOM 1.3, which is Unit 1, Block 3 material, which you also have to do written homework on this same section. I want to look at question 6. Your question 6 might look similar to this or might look a little different, but it might be similar. It's asking us to use Excel to solve this. Some people were asking me saying they're having a hard time. How do I know what input values to put in here in my Excel? Well, going back to your previous knowledge of other math courses, remember the natural log function is only defined for input values that are greater than 0. So this input up here, these parentheses have to be greater than 0. So if I put -2 in there, 3 times -2 would be -6 plus 6 would be 0. So these input values have to be greater than -2. So that's the first thing I want to look at. The other thing is to make sure you format your cells to 4 decimal places because that's what this is looking for Excel. So I'm going to open up an Excel spreadsheet here and I'm going to put an X value and then an f of X value. So I'm just going to put the actual function there. I'm not going to put the equal 5. I'm just going to say where does this equal 5 by using solver. So we said our input values have to be greater than -2. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the fill feature. Nope, not the justify feature. I'm going to use the fill feature in this column. Whoops, I'm sorry, cancel this. I have to put a value here first. I'm going to put -2, even though I know -2 won't work, but I know I want to start there. I know it has to be greater than -2. I'll go up by ones. Let's go, I don't know, let's go to 20. I'm just guessing here. Say okay, and there's my fill. And then I'm going to put in my function here. This equals the natural log of 3 times the X value plus 6. And I'm not going to put the equal 5 because I'm going to use solver to have where does this equal 5. Now notice when I put the formula in, I knew I was going to get an error for -2 because that would be the natural log of 0, which doesn't exist. But every one of these other numbers should give me an output, and it does. There we go. Now notice I want to know where's this function equal to 5, where these output is equal to 5, and I don't have a 5 here yet, so I actually have to go further with my fill. So I have to fill this a little bit further. So this is filling out my column, I don't know, let's stop at 50. I'm just guessing. And because Excel's doing all the work for me, I don't care. I have it filled, and then if you notice, yep, okay, I'm finally getting to an output of 5 down here. I'm getting to an output of 5. And you might even have to go longer depending on what your output has to be. All right, that said, if you notice, I'll have an output of 5 somewhere here between 47 and 48, right? You can see it goes from 4.99 to 5.01. By the way, I should format these cells to 4 decimal places, so I'm going to go like this and take both of these and format these cells to be a number to 4 decimal places. There we go. So now it's going to give me what I want here for my 4 decimal places. All right, so let's go over here and bring Excel into the picture and say, okay, I know it's going to be somewhere between 47 and 48. I'm going to go down here to 48, and I'm going to go to data and say, okay, solver, I would like this output right here to have a value of 5 by changing the corresponding input value, please. Now, I could just put solver here and hit solve, and it might work, but I wanted to use this video to show you once again how to constrain a value, because sometimes the value you get is not being constrained the way you want it to. The other thing you could do is unclick this, make it non-negatives. That will actually help, especially if you're in the negative realm. But in here, I'm going to say, okay, let's constrain these values between 47 and 48. And how we do this is right in here. We want to add constraints, subject to constraints. So let's add a constraint. I want this input value that we're solving for to be less than or equal to 48, right? Because we know it's between 47 and 48. And I'm going to add another one. So I'm going to say add. And I want this input value to be greater than or equal to 47. So I know that my answer should be, my input answer should be somewhere between 47 and 48, and then click OK. And now you'll see in Solver it has those constraints. It says, Solver, make this output value an output of 5 by changing the input value, and make that input value between 47 and 48. Less than 48, but greater than 47. And now hit Solve. Yes, I want to keep that solution. And now you can see it gives me my answer to 4 decimal places here. So if I went back here in Mom and said my answer was, okay, I lost my answer, 47.4710, 47.4710, and then submit my question, there's my correct answer. So I hope that helps you with when you need to constrain your answers, and also to look for what to look for your domain that you want to use for a function. The other thing that I wanted to just briefly say is, remember, if your function is a parabola, a parabolic function, or a quadratic function, remember there are usually two solutions that you can find because of the parabolic shape. If it is a cubic or to the third power, there are possibly maybe 3 spots where the answers are 3 solutions to that equation. All right, have a great day.